My name's Duncan, I'm 23 years old, and this is my 2005 Infiniti G35 Coupe. I bought this car because, man, since probably junior high, but definitely in high school, I was looking at getting one and I just couldn't afford it at the time. They were still in like the $12,000 range for a clean, like low miles manual one. So I had to wait, and now, what is it, almost 6 years out of high school now? It's crazy, and I finally, about a year ago, or actually a little over a year ago, I got this thing for $4 grand, got it for a really good deal. Thanks to my buddy Dustin for helping me get that deal on it. And I've been loving it since I've had it. It's a 6-speed manual, of course, and I've done a decent amount of stuff to it since then. So my first 3 mods to this car when I got it was BC coilovers, agency power catback exhaust, and basically just a stock front end refresh because the car has pretty high miles on it, so figured most of those bushings were pretty clapped out, so I went ahead and bought a pretty cheap like OEM replacement kit and did new front uppers, front lowers, and tie rods, and compression arms too. And since then, some of those have been switched back to the stock one because how shitty that kit was, but it was good to do it in the long run. I mean, it's nice to have a fully refreshed front end, I think. My favorite 3 mods are definitely going to be the Kansai Rokus. That's one of the more recent mods I did, and I've been wanting to get wheels since I got the car. I'm super happy with how they look. The racing seat, I'm actually really stoked I found that. I don't know if it's necessarily rare, but it is an authentic charge speed carbon fiber bucket seat, so if anything, you'd have to wait quite a while to get it shipped here from Japan, and I was lucky enough to find a guy selling one with a 4-point Sparco harness for $400 in LA, so I made a day trip out of it and went and picked that up. Came with the bracket and the rails as well. I ended up getting a seat bracket for this car for it because the seat bracket that was on it was for a 08 WRX, but definitely one of my favorite mods. And then definitely the ASD Hydro. That was like a big difference in the driving of the car, just how easy it makes like initiating a slide. Granted, I'm trying to not rely on the Hydro too much for initiating my slides, but that was definitely one of the more involved installs. So definitely one of the most like rewarding mods after spending essentially all day like making the mount for it with my buddy Ashton, getting all the lines lined in correctly and bleeding the whole system again, and then going out and doing my first skid and it totally locked him up. That was pretty awesome. So that is definitely one of my favorite mods. Future plans, as you can tell right now, I have mix and matched bumpers and the car's not very pretty body wise in general, so I'm planning on painting it at some point in the near future. I don't know how soon, but I have all the body panels finally, so I'm gonna try to get it painted all one solid color, looking a little better. And other than that, just take it to the track more and try to get more seat time in it. It's a perfect platform for learning. I mean, it's got plenty of power from the VQ and couldn't ask for a better, I guess, seat time stallion, as Hayden says. Oh yeah. The most interesting story I would say since I've got the car was second time on the track at the balcony at Willow Springs. Came in a little too hot and didn't quite know how to drive enough yet to where I let off the gas and slammed on the brakes mid-slide, which only kept me sliding, and I hit the wall pretty hard. Luckily, I mean, the car was still drivable. I drove the rest of that session because when I got out and I saw it, I was like, oh, I just like broke a taillight and bent my exhaust a little bit. We're chilling. And then after we got off track, I realized messed it up a little more than that. Had some pretty bad frame damage, so that was exciting. My girlfriend was in the car with me when it happened, and she was definitely a trooper because at the time she only had the regular seatbelt. So then when I got back from the track and took off the bumper to really see the damage, the frame rail was pretty bent on the driver's side, so me and my stepdad tied the front end of the car off to our palm tree and put a come along on the bash bar in the rear and started pulling that thing back out. And I mean, for a front yard frame straightening, I think we did pretty good. Not gonna lie, we didn't get it perfectly straight, but it's better, and I can fit a rear bumper back on the car now, so that's a win in my book. My Instagram handle is @_knacknud_, which is my first name backwards. It's just Duncan backwards with an underscore on each side. I do not post enough of this car, so I'm gonna try to be better on posting about it. But yeah, there's definitely more to do to this car, lots more to learn in it, so you can see my progress there for sure. Beautiful. Love it. Love it.